Imagine this. You wake at dawn, your mind sharp with a singular, unsettling thought. What if everything you've been taught about strength, success, and even your own mind is a lie? Not a comforting lie, not a small one, but a vast, invisible prison built by centuries of fear. Friedrich Nietzsche once whispered a truth too dangerous for most to hear. Most humans are born far too late to ever become who they truly are. What does that mean? It means you've been handed a script, a role you never chose. Worker, consumer, obedient dreamer. But beneath that script, there's a dormant force, a will to power you've been taught to fear. What if the greatest rebellion isn't against the world, but against the limitations programmed into your own mind? The question isn't how to think differently. It's this: do you dare to? The chains are not around your wrists, they're woven into your thoughts. Society, religion, even language itself whispers: obey, conform. Seek comfort, not truth. Nietzsche called this the herd morality, a slow poison that turns lions into sheep. Carl Jung saw it too, the shadow self, the suppressed genius within, buried under layers of shoulds and musts. But why does this happen? Because power is dangerous. A mind that thinks for itself cannot be controlled. Arthur Schopenhauer understood. Most people prefer the numbness of illusion to the terrifying freedom of self-awareness. The system rewards compliance, money, approval, safety, but at what cost? Your vitality, your creativity, your soul, the deeper truth. You chose these chains, not consciously, but through 1,000 tiny surrenders. Every time you silenced a radical thought, every time you traded passion for practicality. The prison door was never locked. You were just afraid to push it open. Now, the real question: what will you do now that you know? The tragedy is not that you live in chains, it's that you no longer feel their weight. Like a prisoner who dreams only of larger cages, you mistake comfort for freedom. This is the great sedation, a world where our minds are numbed by distraction, where the hunger for truth is drowned in dopamine and dogma. Neurologically, your brain rewires itself to seek the familiar, the safe, the pre-approved. Cognitive biases, confirmation bias, the bandwagon effect, act as silent jailers, filtering reality into palatable lies. Culturally, the message is clear: do not stand out. Do not ask dangerous questions. Aldous Huxley warned of this first. Not a dystopia of force, but one of willing surrender, where people love their oppression. The cost: a life half lived, potential smothered before it can breathe. Every unrealized idea, every stifled impulse, becomes a ghost that haunts you, not with its presence, but with its absence. You sense it in the quiet moments. There was more. I was meant for more, but the most terrifying consequence: you're running out of time. Every day you delay, the chains grow heavier. The world does not want you awake. So I ask you, how much longer will you hit the snooze button on your own life? The escape begins with a single heretical thought: what if I refuse? Nietzsche's Bermensch does not beg for freedom. He takes it by force of will. This is not about rebellion against others, but against the tyranny within. Viktor Frankl, who survived the camps of Auschwitz, discovered this truth: between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose. Start by killing your idols, the beliefs, habits, and identities you've inherited without question. Practice mental sovereignty. Let no thought enter your mind unchallenged. Schopenhauer's Die Welt als Will, the world is will, means reality bends to those who refuse to kneel. History's great awakenings began this way. Socrates drinking hemlock rather than silencing his questions. Galileo whispering, and yet it moves, under threat of death. Their power? They saw the prison walls and walked through them. Now the choice is yours. Will you remain a prisoner of circumstance? Or will you, like Prometheus, steal the fire and burn the chains? The key was in your hands all along. The final unlocking, what happens when you step into your power. Here is the secret they tried to bury. You are never broken, you are asleep. The power you sought was never outside you, waiting for permission or approval. Nietzsche's greatest insight was this: become who you are is not an instruction, but a revelation. The prison was an illusion. The chains were made of whispers. The moment you truly awaken, the world splits in two. On one side, the herd, still dreaming, still begging for meaning from empty idols. On the other, you, a storm of will, unshackled from the fear of being wrong, misunderstood, or alone. Jean-Paul Sartre was right. Man is condemned to be free, not free from responsibility, but free to create yourself relentlessly without apology. This is the ultimate rebellion, to look at the void and laugh, because you realize you are the missing God all along. Now, the only question left is, what will you create with your divinity?